that it's going to be a lot harder. When shit comes to, when push, push comes to shove, like whether, like I feel like me eating is always going to be a thing. It's never going to be stopped. Like I feel like, especially if
Pace. It's like racism and sexism, right? But we can reduce discrimination.
But by your same logic, Pace, by your same argument, we should allow things like racism and sexism to continue because we're never going to get rid of it. So why even bother fighting against it?
No, that's completely. I thought you see, I hear your points until you bring in racism and sexism.
Okay, bring in a different ism then. Which ism is comparable?
No, just like I feel like what you're saying makes sense, and I'm with you like to a point. Like I may not agree with it, but
the point is there. I'm not saying sexism and racism are equivalent. I feel they are, but I'm not saying that to you for the purpose of this argument. The point is that you're saying, well, the bad thing is going to happen anyway, so we may as well ignore it. And I'm bringing up the example of another bad thing and saying,
I'm saying push come to shove, like if everything did go tits up, I'm saying that I feel like me eating is going to be. It's like there's benefit. Right, put it this way: there's benefits to eating meat. Right. There's negatives, but there's also benefits to eating meat. There is no benefit to sexism and racism. So how can you like? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I say the negatives of all the meat and everything, but there is positives.
There are benefits to some people from sexism. There are benefits to some people from racism. There are benefits to some people.
No benefit to that. It's horrible, isn't it?
But what's the purpose of these lives? What's the purpose to educate people? Is it to like what?
You're telling me there aren't people who benefit from sexism and racism?
Yeah, but I'm saying they're not like. The point I'm making is it's not a positive thing, is it? There's no positivity from that, is what I'm trying to say. But there is positivity from eating meat. There is good benefits from that.
I've seen that some men actually have a buzz from being sexist to some women.
People get advancements in their careers from being sexist and racist. People get rich off racism. People get rich off modern day slavery.
Satisfaction.
100%.
And there's a victim involved.
Who benefits from sexism? Well, women and men get paid differently in engineer jobs, so men.
But how is that anywhere comparable to being vegan?
He was just saying there was no that you failed every opportunity. Conversation. His point was
it's to do with discrimination.
Charles is way too behind in the chat. The point was he was saying there was no positive benefits.
Because I'm trying to keep up, and as soon as one person makes a point, all three of you start talking over each other, so I can't follow.
Keeping up with the chat, even if he disagrees, so maybe it's a you problem.
No, I think it's a you.
Exactly. At least Pace is trying.
He's keeping pace.
I'm trying, but I'm trying to listen, and everyone keeps talking over each other.
I reckon we should just have a massive fight, me versus a herd of cows, and see who wins.
Yeah.
The cows.
Let's do it.
But yeah, you also brought up intelligence as a factor, Pace. But obviously you wouldn't advocate for killing a human that's somehow had their brain damaged, right, and is unintelligent because of that.
No, so my point was...
So obviously intelligence isn't a relevant factor at that point. We've established that, right?
Nah, so right, the point I was trying to make, I don't know who, it wasn't you, but someone cut me off. So the point I say is, right, is that, in my opinion, as the most intelligent beings on this planet, if you don't want to believe it, you don't, or we're the most advanced, we've done the most in terms of like, we have a chance to be like otherworldly, like, and we can go to other planets and stuff, like we can be interstellar, right? So my idea is and it is selfish, I'm not going to sit here and say it's not, but for the better of
aliens can go to space.
This is going into evolution.
So I mean, are we less evolved than aliens? Of course we are.
Sorry, there's no point having a debate if you're just going to talk over me.
I was just asking if this is going into the same evolution point you made.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's the whole point. That's why I feel like...
Yeah, but we don't. But you understand that we've got to a point in society where we don't evolve. So the benefit of evolution is that there's enough environmental pressures that the animals that survive reproduce with each other, and those qualities that allow them to survive become a trait in the next generation, right? And with the way human civilization works, we don't really have environmental pressures that are causing us to get specific traits that are beneficial to us in that way in the future anymore. Okay.
I want to say something really quick to you,
relevant in human society at this point. We might see minor evolutions like differences in posture and like the size and shape of our heads and things, but we're not going to get the evolutionary changes that you're referring to. So
okay, no, but my point wasn't that. Like this point isn't about.
What's the different pace between somebody with 4 legs and somebody with 2 legs? What's the difference?
No, I'm not saying that. You lot cut me off again before I come in my point. The point that I'm trying to say, I think that humans should strive to be the best we can. Not even just through eating meat, but I'm just saying in general. And if that, no offense to other animals,
Do you not
if that
think,
means
Pace,
some
that the
animals
best
get
we
hurt in the
can would be
process.
to look out for
Let
those
me
that we
talk,
consider
bro. You're pissing
vulnerable?
me
And
off.
I know your point. You already made it
We've already
earlier.
heard all these
Do you not
Alright,
think that
brother.
the best that
You're
we
not
can
saying
do
anything.
is to look
brother.
out for those we consider inferior and vulnerable and not exploit them, which is exactly what you're suggesting?
I just don't see the issue of eating meat, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I know that's the issue. Like, that's been the issue from day one.
You're making irrelevant arguments.
Pace, what's the
But
difference
all of
between
this
Pace? What's the
is
difference
totally
between an
relevant.
animal and a
You haven't
human?
made a point. You've just told us, I'm an oppressor, I want to continue oppressing others, like in repeat.
Why does that affect you?
It's
You're not-
so
you're
stupid.
not-
What is it about oppression? This needs to stop. Like, you're right. This is the issue, right? I'm going to be so honest, right? Not in a disrespectful way. Don't take this as a cuss, right? This is the
What do
issue.
you believe animals
you have
aren't being
right, you can be a
oppressed?
vegan, right? But when you make comparisons like that, it's just fucking stupid, bro. I'll be honest. You cannot say that a cow
It's
is
not.
oppressed.
It is. It's just not.
Yeah,
you
you
know.
can.
There's
You're
not- there's a
comparing
comparison.
You can.
You literally
With being
mixed
a
the
vegan.
definition. I'm sorry that offends you, but that's the words.
I'm
that's
not.
the definition
I'm
of the
I'm
word.
offended by your stupidity.
No, it's just the
Look,
definition
my
of the word
stupidity.
oppression, Pace.
I mean,
Look
you're
up
the guy
oppression
that's
in the
used an
dictionary
appeal to
and think
tradition a
about
dozen
how
times,
animals
but
are.
is sat here on a fucking TikTok live using a smartphone. Like, my stupidity.
What has
Be
that got to do with
consistent.
anything?
What, bro? You're
Well,
not making
because you've
sense.
used an appeal to tradition, i.e., we used to do this, it was fucking brilliant, we should continue to do it, but yet you're not consistent because you're using the latest technology. Why aren't you sat around a
Well,
fire
yeah,
using
you're not
smoke?
sat. You're not sat on
This
that.
guy
I
doesn't
am.
make sense. You're doing the exact
doesn't
same thing,
get
bro.
it.
Yeah, I'm using your logic and showing you how fucking absurd it is.
You're
It's not
fucking
though, because
absurd.
what you're saying, I'm
is,
saying that it still helps us to
it is
this day.
absurd, it is. It is to use
Same
an
way
appeal to
technology
tradition
has
when it
advanced and it
suits,
helps
but
us
then
to this
disregard
day.
it
Your
when it
point
doesn't
is
suit.
irrelevant,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, so technology had advanced.
Yeah, but also technology has a negative effect as well, Pace. That's
So
what we're
does being
trying
a
to hit
vegan.
at.
Okay, so
No, being a vegan reduces
vegan.
suffering, Tals. No,
But you're
it
not an
doesn't.
animal in a field, though, so it's not directly